Welcome back to the Fire Emblem Awakening playthrough. Last time, we landed on the shore of Valm and found out there's a resistance movement against, Wildheart's empire. Unfortunately, most of its members are complete idiots, so we'll have to do something about that. This time, we're actually not going to do something about that. Now, last time I said that we'd be thrust right into a cutscene the moment we reloaded the game. We actually were, but I recorded that cutscene separately, and I'm going to tack it on to the video where I actually go on with the main story, because that cutscene's actually plot relevant, and it's not going to make sense to show it now, and we're not going to be continuing with the main plot. Now, for the moment, there are a couple of merchants that have shown up on the world map. This one has a beast killer, and they're actually quite rare, so I may as well buy from her.
Oh, come on in.
Also, I have a whole ton of bullions in the convoy, which I might as well sell now. And let's go ahead and just put the beast killer in the convoy for now. We can actually buy silver weapons, although they are on sale here. No harm in stockpiling silver weapons. And actually, let's just go ahead and see if anyone else has any bullions, because we've got quite a few lately, and we definitely will want to... Yep, there's a large bullion. Medium one. Because we're actually going to need to buy a lot of Master Seals soon. Now, I kept saying they're handing out Master Seals like candy at this point. Actually, we're going to need a lot more of them, and I'm very, very glad they're actually selling them now. Although, speaking of which, I believe this Anna, yep, she's got a discount Master Seal, so we might as well buy hers. Yeah, we're actually going to need a lot of these, because we're getting to the point where most of our army is going to promote, and from this point onward, not just yet, but eventually in the main story, the chapters are going to get to the point where every enemy is promoted, so you're really going to want most of your army promoted by that time. So, I'm going to go ahead and buy an absolute ton of Master Seals here. Don't really care how many I buy, I just want to buy lots of them. And with that, we come to what we're actually going to do in this chapter. I want to take on one of the child paralogues, specifically this one. Because this one's one of the easier paralogues, and I want to get it out of the way as soon as possible, but also because both of this child's parents are of a different class to the actual child, and because of that, I can pretty much safely have them pass down skills without having to worry about redundancy. So, what I'm gonna do is, a merchant's in danger here, and I'm gonna try and grind up both of those parents here to the point where they get to level 20 and then promote them. And, well, that shouldn't take too long because they're quite high level already. But also, I want to grind up Lonku and Lissa as well because I want them to hit level 5 because I want to recruit their child soon as well. Firstly, though, let's just check the barracks and see if we got any more, Okay, a few individual ones. Olivia? Nothing, okay. Panne. Skill and speed. Excellent, because I plan to use her in this next chapter. Unfortunately, Sairi has no, support with Tharia, so yeah, massively limited support options. Cordelia. Okay, remember this line, because it's gonna become interesting a bit later on. 10 experience. And Libra. More experience as well. Okay. And also, we got a few supports from that last chapter. Now, for some reason, probably due to all that rescue staffing, we got a C support between Olivia and Maribel. So, let's go ahead and do that. And yes, you heard that right. Olivia was, in fact, humming the level up theme, which is pretty funny. Marry Me Olivia is kind of funny, considering that she's actually quite close to an S support, but still.
Yes.
What is it with people in this army and sneaking up on each other? Well, I mean, Olivia did dance for her a few times in the last chapter.
Was that all right? What?
Yeah, in some supports, Maribel can get a little bit annoying about her high class status, but she's usually a bit better about it in her others. Like, for example, in her supports with Rickend, she was mostly fine about it.
Huh? Well...
Well, Olivia does have no negative strength cap, and she does hit pretty hard when she's high level as a dancer.
Stop staring!
Also, by the way, that's one of her critical quotes. Yeah.
Well... So sorry.
Okay.
What? Come now.
Neither do I. The last time someone tried to give a pink-haired shy girl assertiveness lessons, it did not end well. We also predictably have Donal and Noe's S support. But I'm trying to debate whether I want to do it now or not, because I don't want to steal the spotlight from the couple that's going to be getting their child in this chapter. But then again, if I keep these piling up, I'll have a lot of them taking up time for other videos. So, you know what? I'll go ahead and do this one.
Hey.
This one's actually quite short as far as S supports go, and it's more based on the rest of the supports than an actual, conversation on its own. You'll see. So, both of them are kind of looking for things.
Okay.
I got your back.
And, well, why don't they do it together? That's exactly what I was wondering in their earlier supports.
Huh?
Thumb swear. Yeah, I actually like a lot of Noe's dialogue in this game.
Yeah.
And here we go. Yeah, people tend to forget that she's around 1,000 years old. She knows what a marriage proposal is.
Yeah.
Though this is the first time she's probably received one.
Hooey. Yeah.
Listen.
Huh?
Thanks.
I owe you.
See, that was, as far as their supports go, that one's kind of basic, but it's more based on their experiences through the rest of those supports, but I really love these two as a pairing. They just seem to work together so well.
Oh, I'm so happy. I've always wanted a husband. Think of all the wonderful centuries, years we'll have.
I love you. I don't reckon I could live without you. Let's you and me settle down on the farm.
Also, confessions, yeah. Noe's confession's actually surprisingly sad, but this is actually the first time that I've listened to it, and for some reason, her voice actress sounds kind of unenthused about it in her delivery. Interesting. But anyway, that means another paralogue. Unfortunately, that paralogue there is one of the hardest of the child paralogues, so it's going to be a while before we recruit their kid. Probably a good thing, because their kid is going to be so overpowered, it's ridiculous. Yeah, their kid's going to be insane. You're in for a real treat when we meet them, because, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go and save this merchant and hopefully get some more experience out of the deal, so see you afterwards. Because it's pretty appropriate considering what we're going to be doing, I thought I may as well show this. This is our first instance, surprisingly, of a married event tile quote. It's completely useless in terms of gameplay because their support is already maxed out, but you get some pretty nice, albeit generic, conversations from these. Yeah, it says that, but their relationship can't possibly get any better, so yeah. And this skirmish is nearly over, so I might as well just skip to finish it off. Yeah, I had to do 2 skirmishes to actually get enough levels, but with that, we are pretty much ready. Yes, I am recruiting the child of Stully in this part, in case you couldn't tell by the video title. And Stully actually got a surprisingly good level up from level 19, actually. Of course, Stully is still completely outclassing him in strength, only by 1 point, though. Stully is generally not meant to have that much strength. I've just got really strength blessed with her. Also, I don't think Stully's meant to have that much speed either, but Stully's skill has gone kind of insane, so I've got some really weird level ups with them, but it's promotion time, and of course, I think Stully should go first here, so, she could take Stully's one and use it for herself, but I'm not going to be that much of a jerk. Anyway, Cavaliers can promote to either Paladin, which is basically just Cavalier but better, or Great Knight, which we've already seen Frederick in this class. Has better strength and defense, but a little bit less movement and resistance, and much less speed. So, really, people might say it would be a waste of her strength-blessed growth this playthrough to not promote her to Great Knight. Generally, though, I like to make Stully a Paladin, so I'm going to go with that option this time. Yes, smashing heads is still your job. Stully is really the kind of character who makes me wish females could be warriors in this game, because she would be perfect as a warrior. But still, I'm glad she keeps her red armor in this class. I mean, some characters lose their unique armor on promotion, so I'm glad she still keeps hers. And now it's, yeah, her husband's time to promote. And yeah, his stats are definitely more geared towards Great Knight than they are towards Paladin, so I like promoting him to this one. And thus, he gains Frederick's big bulky armor, but once again he still keeps his green armor, which is awesome. Yeah, -1 speed. Great Knight is, not exactly the fastest class, but it makes up for that with a massive boost to defense, so Stully has suddenly become a lot more tanky. I like using both of these Cavaliers in the same playthrough because with the branching promotion system, you can ensure that they take different promotion paths, so they'll be distinct from each other when they're upgraded. Of course, Stully as a Paladin still has almost as much strength as Stully as a Great Knight, but anyway. But we actually have one more promotion here. Normally I'd save this until the next chapter so as not to steal Stully's thunder, but I want Lonku to get as much experience as possible in this next chapter, so I'm going to promote him here. Lonku can go to either Swordmaster or to Assassin. Now, normally I would go for Assassin completely because Assassin has some of the best class skills in the game, and also they're a lot better than they ever have been in most Fire Emblem games. They can use bows now, and they have very good strength, see, even better skill than Swordmaster. Decent defense and better HP than Swordmaster as well. Generally, I'd say Assassin is the better class overall, but just personally, I think Lonku suits Swordmaster more, so I'm going to go to Swordmaster. We've certainly been hearing this theme a lot, lately. Swordmaster is still locked into swords, and unfortunately it doesn't get a critical bonus in this game, but it is pretty much all about dodging. Now, compare his stats here to Cyrese. Sairi actually has, 1 more strength than he does, and better HP. So, Sairi sometimes has slightly better starting stats than Longku will be at her level, but Longku has much better support options, so it balances out. Anyway, we've, also we have a support that I'm gonna put off until the next chapter. We've pretty much stalled this as long as we can, though first, we've got to put skills in order. So, yeah, I want to make sure that we pass down as many skills as possible. Now, it'll actually do this anyway, because it won't let a child inherit the same skill twice, but may as well reorder Star's skills so that Discipline is in the bottom, and for Stully, Outdoor Fighter is in the bottom. And let's go. Paralogue 8, yeah, we'll be doing these quite out of order. A duel disgraced. And we begin right in the middle of the action.
Come on, then.
And we begin with the introduction to the child immediately. Taguel or Kiel, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce this because her Japanese name was completely different, so I can't use it as a pronunciation guide. Anyway, she's just saying to this guy, "You killed my master, prepare to die."
I have this.
Oh yeah, that's totally not suspicious at all.
Chrome.
Oh hey, we actually looked over this, I guess.
Excuse me.
Of course it's a trap. Why wouldn't it be a trap? Well, yeah, that guy is clearly a jerk, so let's take him down. Unlike a lot of the other paralogs, though, the mother doesn't comment in the introductory cutscene, which can actually make it kind of difficult to figure out whose child this character is if you're playing this blind. Especially considering that she's a different class to her mother. But this here is Sully's daughter, Taguel. Well, I'm just going to call her that because, yeah, that's how I've always said it. Even if it's wrong, I don't care. So, she's trapped in a room with an archer, another archer, and the boss, Cassius, who doesn't intend to fight fair. Of course, I mean, he's got a tome that allows him to attack twice in a row, and a skill that massively boosts his damage if he gets injured. So, that guy's going to be a problem. Fortunately, he doesn't move. If he did, she'd probably be dead in a couple of turns. Now, the enemies in this chapter really aren't all that strong. Only level 19 and a couple of promoted enemies dispersed between them. This chapter's pretty much no different than, I think this is the first time we've seen enemy sorcerers, though. No different than the last main story chapter in terms of levels, which is why I wanted to take it on now. Speaking of which, characters. I'm going to bring Longku and Lissa because I want Longku to get to level 5 as soon as possible. Lissa already did, and she learned Rally Magic, which is pretty cool. Of course, I have to bring Taguel's parents, because why wouldn't I? Even though they're technically not forced in this chapter. Not sure about Gregor. Libra and Muriel are two of the few characters who I don't have S supported, so I'm going to bring them. I want to bring Sairi because I actually want to level her up a little bit. As useful as Lucina is, I might keep her out of this one. Also Donald. 4 more characters. Okay then. Definitely want Panne and Gaius because there are some chests and some doors to open in this chapter. As for everyone else, I mean, chests means I could use an extra thief. And, well, we have 1 more deployment slot. Why don't we bring Olivia? Always worth it to bring her if you have the space. Now, of course, I'm going to have Stully as far forward as possible so they can just rush straight to their daughter's side because she kind of needs the help right about now. As for everyone else, I think I'm relatively fine with these positions. Actually, I might as well switch over to there. Yeah, you two have the same movement, so that's kind of fine. And Crom's still forced, I have to bring him. So, have I? Okay, Mary Sue's in this chapter. The reason why I'm bringing Mary Sue is actually, she's one of the only people who can support Sairi, so I might want to build up supports with them. Anyway, let's do this.
What?
You really should have seen this coming, Taguel, seriously. And this is a route chapter. But anyway, so I don't have to go through all of those cutscenes and promotions again, I'm going to make a save here. So, the theme of this chapter is lots of weak enemies. And that can still be very annoying in a Fire Emblem game, because, yeah, I actually have had to restart this chapter once. But firstly, let's start this by rushing Stully and Stully to... Okay, that guy has a door key, so if we take him down, we can get to the door. But by the time we are in a position to take him down, he will most likely... we'll most likely have our thieves there. Also, just because I just want to, have Stully unleash as much rage as possible, and not critical, for some reason. And really not critical, 42% and no criticals.
Damn nuisance.
Yeah, damn right that guy's a damn nuisance, he didn't get critical. Now, from here, I'm going to... Yeah. Lys's Wind Tome only has one use left. Fortunately, Muriel does have a Thunder Tome, which is also E rank, so I could just trade it over to Lyssa if I want Lyssa to continue attacking.
Thanks.
And that's what I'm going to have to do. Because, yeah, Tome just broke. Firstly, though, I actually really want to take out some enemies over this side. Now, you'll notice there are quite a few staircases in this map. There are reinforcements in this chapter, and quite a lot of them at that. Now, the general strategy that I like to use is to rush to this area here and kind of use this door as a choke point to kind of make the reinforcements a little bit easier to deal with. I also want Gaius and Panne to rush towards the door because they need to, well, unlock it.
So long, sucker.
Consider this revenge because Gaius died to a mercenary with the exact same hit rate in the last attempt, so consider that his revenge. Probably should have used Panne though because she has higher movement, but oh well. Now, since Cromwell has nothing better to do, I'm going to actually have him pair up with Anna. And heal Muriel because she needs it.
Yeah. Why, thank you.
Muriel's powerful, but she's definitely a glass cannon, so we need to keep her healed. Also, going to have Mary Sue pair up with Cyree because she is one of Cyree's few support options, which is kind of annoying. And speaking of Cyree...
My gratitude.
Using Olivia in this chapter is kind of a risk because there's a lot of avenues that enemies can get in and attack us from, so we're going to want to block off as many of them as possible, starting with this one.
We can do it.
And come on, critical, Cyree.
Wrong move.
Or that.
My gratitude.
That's good too. I probably should have equipped the Armor Slayer on Gaius here. Fortunately, Long Pool has it, so I can just trade it over if I need to.
Allow me.
Good multi-dual strike there. And Gaius is actually nearly ready to promote, which is going to be good because, well, that'll make him even stronger. He's actually getting a little weak for this point. He hits hard, but his defense and HP are really lacking. So I'm going to like the promotion. Assassin does give a slight... Well, I just spoiled what I'm going to promote him into, but... I mean, did you... let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Did you really think I was going to make him a trickster? Really? I mean, his magic is terrible. Why would I make him a trickster? But anyway, Assassin, I think, does give a slightly better defense. And what is it with Muriel gaining strength? At least it's not as weird as Midian gaining strength, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I did go ahead and watch a Blazing Sword speedrun recently, But I wanted to talk about that. I actually didn't find it nearly as interesting as the Radiant Dawn speedrun because the Blazing Sword speedrun was an RNG-abused run, and I don't know, but I just find the idea of an RNG-abused speedrun a bit less interesting because when you know how every level up is going to go, how every combat is going to work, it just gets a little bit... It's not as exciting, really. That and... with the Radiant Dawn speedrun being, you know, not actually RNG abused, a lot of things happen in the speedrun that are the kind of things that, you know, are considered decent tactics to use in a normal Fire Emblem playthrough. Like, generally you don't take any stupid risks for the... That was overkill. For the sake of gaining time.
Very gracious.
But in the RNG abuse speedrun, they made a lot of moves like moving Florina into range of about 1,000 enemies, including a bunch of archers. And you just think that, like, they pointed it out, but, you know, if you're playing Fire Emblem normally, that is, like, the worst thing to do.
Come on.
And, like, they were RNG abusing to the point where none of the archers would actually hit her, and they knew that. But even then, it was a bit annoying to watch them just charge Florina into a massive enemies like that. Although, admittedly, due to the RNG abuse, it was hilarious to watch Florina gain enormous amounts of strength. Her strength was better than her speed for most of the game, which is kind of ridiculous. Because, yeah, if you're not already aware, Florina is very much a, she's like the Sumia Pegasus Knight of the game, but even more so. Her strength is meant to be, like, people who were commentating on that speedrun were saying things like, yeah, they've had playthroughs where Florina had, like, you are not doubling, that's bad. You are not one-shotting, that's also bad. They were saying that they had playthroughs where Florina was, this is gonna look kind of stupid, but, gonna hope for Sully to do a, critical here. Anyway, they were saying they had playthroughs where Florina had, like, 11 strength at level 20 promoted. Like, her strength is usually very, very low. Oh, look, you did 1 damage. Are you proud of yourself? Well, I guess you are, because you, avoided being dual-striked by Sully. Speaking of avoiding certain things, I actually think I may have Crom over here to dissuade some of the reinforcements. I definitely want Gaius and Panne as far forward as possible because I want to unlock that door very, very quickly. Mostly to cure Kjell from NPC-itis, because as long as she's a green unit, she won't be gaining any experience from anyone she kills, and we don't want that, do we? Also, I don't think I can trade the Thunder Tome and then move, so I'm not going to do that. Definitely want this archer gone, though. And again, normally I wouldn't let the promoted character get so much experience, but I want Lonku to be level 5 soon.
Who dies next?
Hopefully, everyone else on this map. Yeah, there are going to be some reinforcements this turn, so I'm almost positive of that. Gotta be very careful here. Because of Olivia, and how fragile she is. I'm looking forward to the point where Olivia can actually kill enemies, then I can train her to the point where she's actually not fragile, but, do I attempt to get rid of a few more enemies, or do I attempt to... You know what, I'm gonna put Lissa and Lonku on reinforcement duty. Please tell me that none of them were in range of Olivia, because that would be terrible.
Gotcha covered.
Speaking of terrible, your intelligence is terrible.
Save some for me.
Also, watch as Sully dual strikes the enemy over that wall. How that works, I'll never know, but, and she might do it again, now that I think about it. Oh, crap, that's actually kind of dangerous. Ruin, low hit rate, very, very high critical rate. And Sully didn't dual strike over the wall.
Very nice.
Yes, nothing will keep Sully from her future daughter, not even walls. Now, this general does have a skill that we might be seeing in a bit.
To hell with you.
Okay, if he activates the skill here, that's a control. And he didn't, okay. That guy had Paviz. I don't really know how to pronounce it. It's basically Great Shield, but nerfed. If it activates, it halves damage from... The last time we did this chapter, you gain strength and defense style. I'm a little worried.
Over there.
But yeah, it activates based on your skill stat, and when it does, it halves the damage from swords, lances, axes, and beast stones. Also Revenant and Entombed weapons, but I mean, it's not like they really matter, because those guys aren't really a threat anyway. Unless you're doing the final double duel map, but that's neither here nor there. I believe the final double duel map is the only time in the game you see enemies with lethality outside of Street Pass. So, that's annoying. Also, you have the door key.
Get ready.
Yep, you show 'em, Stall.
Very nice.
They both instinctively know their future daughter is in trouble, and they're going out of their way to rescue her. Also, hello, random archer. Do you like getting struck by lightning? I'll take that as a no. What do you have, Nosferatu? It's not really a threat on enemies. It's a major threat on your characters, but on enemies it's generally too weak to make a difference. Unless they forge it. Sometimes they will forge it later on in the game. Yeah, okay, that sorcerer's gonna move, isn't he? That sorcerer is very annoying. Also, good job you, Archer, standing on that pillar, giving you 1 defense and making it so that you don't get killed by Taguel there and not waste any experience. Oh, you're not going to be in range, are you? I need to unlock the door this turn, and that's a problem because you're there. Gonna take you down.
Go get it!
This Levin Sword on Lonku has been a lot more useful than I realized. Of course you would survive. Pretty much the stats that you'd expect from him. Oh, okay, I was about to say, could Olivia finish it? Then I realized, oh wait, that's an armor. Of course she can't finish it. That's annoying. But armors definitely get taken down by Muriel.
Repent, sinner.
Or that, and I love that quote.
Why, thank you.
By the way, if any of you have watched my Pokemon Wi-Fi battles, you'll know that I have a male Mecha Gardevoir nicknamed Libra. Yeah, I named him after Libra because the moment that the Gardevoir that I got that had great IVs was male, I knew I had to name them Libra. And this is a kind of a bad situation because Olivia is sort of in trouble. As much as I want to unlock that door, I might need Panne Gaius' killing power here. Speaking of killing power, you have the most Olivia killing power, so I'm getting rid of you.
Here it comes.
And more reinforcements are going to come soon, so let me just check something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only way Olivia will be in danger there is if a sorcerer somehow comes out of that spot. And I'm pretty sure the sorcerer reinforcement doesn't come out from there.
I am indebted.
And I'm gonna have to use Mary Sue to get rid of this guy. Dang it!
Fight and live.
But at least Cyree got some experience.
Nicely done.
That's actually problematic, though, because if I switch over to Gaius there, and last time I did that, he ended up dying. To leave Taguel for one more turn or to be safe. You know what? I'm actually going to take the safety, because I think Muriel might die if I don't. I think I'm going to go the safety route. Although that would... You know what? I'll take the more uses Javelin from Stully. And make sure that he has a better weapon equipped. And hopefully take this sorcerer out.
You can do it.
Please die. Yeah, he is definitely gonna die. Oh, wow. Okay, next combat they'll probably get a double level up though, so I'm fine with that. And it's at times like this when I wish that I could immediately transfer that Armor Slayer onto Gaius, because he kind of needs it to get rid of that guy, but for now, I think I'll use Panne here. I'm probably going to need another...
And so it ends.
Or not, or Panne can just be amazing, as she always is. Okay, reinforcements do spawn near Taguel, but they're usually not very much of a threat to her.
Stay safe.
Please let this be the only enemy that can attack Muriel.
Forgetting someone? Very gracious of you.
And Muriel needs to take a Master Seal out for the convoy because she's ready to promote. Of course, she'll still stay as squishy as always, but at least she'll do more damage and be doubling more often. Oh, look at me, I'm a mercenary. I'm stupid. I can attack when I do no damage.
Sorry.
And, like I predicted, double level up. Still getting strength, I see. Okay, that's better. That's much better. And yeah, I can hardly believe that you're still you as well, Stully. Yeah, if they spawn mage reinforcements near Taguel, she might actually be in danger, but as it stands, stop going one space away. I really, really want to recruit you, and you just lost some experience. Nice job there. So from here, Olivia needs to get the heck out of the bottom part of the map. Okay, so first things first, definitely unlocking this door. And yep, we can actually do it.
Hey.
So like I said, talk with the mother or with Crom to recruit most of the children. In this case, Taguel can potentially be Crom's daughter if Crom married Stully, and you'll know if she is from blue hair and her having ether. Weirdly enough, Crom's recruitment conversation with Taguel if she's his daughter is one of the least changed out of all of his potential children for some strange reason.
No.
Oh yeah? Right.
I love that conversation. It just... I'm just considering who to pair her up with at this point. Stully will give her much needed speed, so I might as well switch Stully over to her. And since Stully had that javelin, I can go ahead and trade it over to her. And I think a super mega reinforcement wave is coming soon, so gonna want to be out of here before that happens. Actually, if I do this right, I'm not sure if I should promote Muriel just yet. Also, there are going to be some pretty dangerous reinforcements coming soon, so going to need to watch out for that. You know what, I'm going to vulnerate just in case. And we're going to keep pulling back.
Stay together.
Because here's my strategy. Get to the door and use that as a guard point.
Here's how it's done.
Completely useless Ignis, but oh well. Although if I do that, the archer's going to be baited into... I mean, they're going to be baited into attacking anyway.
Very gracious of you.
Okay, so how many of these enemies will Olivia be in range of? Well, that guy's obviously a problem. You know, I actually think I'm gonna have to switch over someone to her, just to keep her alive. Of course, that would leave Lissa on her own. Now that I think about it, well, I have one use of a rescue staff. I do have one use of a rescue staff. Okay, I so desperately hope that I can do this. You're not in range of Olivia from there, are you? What's your rescue staff range? And I can't... Okay, you go down to... Is Olivia just out? Olivia might be just out. Okay. Because, like, let's say if I go here... Yeah, she's in range. Bring her over. And from here, I run into the slight problem of, well, there is a corner here. Because, I mean, theoretically, I would want to put Olivia in here, but this area is not safe just yet. Just in case a sorcerer comes out of there, I don't think he'll be able to attack her. Now, wait a minute. Where is Muriel? Oh, she's over there. Can't quite trade the item just yet. Okay, I think... No, wait, this is not the Mega Reinforcement Wave. The Mega Reinforcement Wave is obviously reinforcements coming from everywhere. Sully, be a good mother and dual strike for your daughter, please. She needs all the experience she can get, because unlike any of the other children we've recruited so far, she does not have veterans, so she'll be leveling up a little bit more slowly.
There.
Of course, due to the massive level difference between her and the enemies, she'll still be getting lots of experience here, but just not as much as the veteran ones. And finally, Mary Sue's magic growth is asset is actually doing something. Okay, now I can finish you off. Unfortunately, Kajel has no support with either of her parents just yet, which is going to be annoying. Speaking of annoying, enemies are coming at us, and I'm pretty sure the Mega Reinforcement Wave is about to hit. And I do not like the Mega Reinforcement Wave. And Gaius, obviously, does not like the Mega Reinforcement Wave, so I'm going to keep him back. I was about to say who here has the best defense, and that's technically Stully, but Yeah, he needs to stay close to Taguel and help her, so he's kind of going to be off the front lines for a bit. I guess the only other option is Crom, really. Oh, that's annoying. I can either heal with Libra or have Anna heal, but then not put Crom in this spot, which I kind of need, or... Alternatively, the Mega Reinforcement Wave isn't quite here yet, but I mean, I know there's going to be reinforcements from those two stairs, so... I still want to heal Style, though, because I actually had a practice run where he died because he wasn't paired up with anyone and he got hit by a lot of mages. Speaking of mages... Let's store that. Let's take out another one of these Master Seals. And... we have yet another promotion. Now, for Muriel, I definitely prefer going with Sage over Dark Knight. Dark Knight uses both swords and tomes, but Muriel's strength is pretty pathetic, so I'd much prefer her going Sage. And she keeps her clothing colour too, and her hat. And well, in terms of acquiring new trades, she is getting the ability to use staves, but we already have a lot of other staff users. The main benefit of Sage is just being massively powerful with magic. Short spear. Gonna have to equip the 11 sword for that one. Okay, Olivia. Okay, if an archer comes out of there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the extra range. I don't think Olivia will be in range if an archer comes out of there. I desperately hope that. Oh yeah, Mary Sue and Cyrene need to run as well. Yeah, if I dance for Libra, he could actually heal someone this turn.
Why, thank you.
So with that, who needs some healing? Probably Taguel.
Hi. Thank you.
And B-rank in staves. Yeah, archers from there, I knew it. More archers, general, and yeah, this is the mega reinforcement wave I was talking about. So, this is the one point where the chapter gets slightly problematic. Speaking of problematic, if that wasn't a critical, that guy wouldn't have died. And of course, everything starts rushing at you. Now, the problem that I have here is, I want Taguel to kill as many of these enemies as possible, but she can't handle the sorcerers in general, so actually getting rid of them without killing too many of the other enemies is quite tricky. At the moment, we're going to be doing some strategic weakening to help her gain some experience. Just because I wanted to level up as much as possible here.
I'm right here.
Really? Her first level up and it's just that? That's not promising. That is not promising in the slightest. That's actually really bad. And after I went out of my way to... Okay, let's see here. I only have 2 more uses left in that Levin sword, actually. He does still have the Armor Slayer, though. I just mostly want him to take out that general. Wait, where's my... There's the Armor Slayer. Because that general is an axe general, so he won't have as high a chance of hitting as these guys will.
No hard feelings.
Why do you do this, Longku? Why do you always critical on the second hit when it's pointless to critical? Also, yeah, boss doesn't move, you don't need to worry about him. You know what? I might as well actually give, yeah, look at this. Look how much damage Muriel is doing here, and she's doubling.
My power is yours.
As far as magical powerhouses go, Muriel is definitely one of the better ones in the game.
Why, thank you.
Her stats kind of make up for the fact that magic has relatively low power in this game overall. Yeah, I'm actually going to have to rush to that sorcerer down there because I waste. Okay. Waste is that, like, semi-brave weapon the boss has. Sairi is a great mage killer, though, because she has very good resistance for a physical unit. And, of course, she tends to double mages and do massive damage to them, so that's also a plus. Yeah, of course, the main threats here are those two. But none of those promoted enemies will be able to get to them, so I can probably safely put someone like Gaius here. And who else? Also going to make sure that we get the... Is that... Oh, there are two chests, yeah. Get the chest before we take down the boss, but that shouldn't be too hard, considering that the boss... Yeah, the boss doesn't move. If there are more reinforcement archers, I'm going to get very annoyed. But I'm pretty sure that's the last wave of reinforcements for this chapter. Generally, you have like one big reinforcement wave, and then that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, the mage is the only one who can actually attack from there, so I can pretty safely, as long as I don't get in range of them, I can pretty safely put Muriel and Libra here. And Crom and Anna are just going to stay around here. Of course, yeah, the guy would still attack Gaius. I had a feeling he would. And be completely ineffectual. I believe you were the guy who killed Gaius in my last attempt of this chapter, and you still hit. But you got bunnied.
Nice.
Revenge! Revenge is mine! Yeah, you would equip the Tomahawk when...
You alright?
Nice one, Lissa. Yeah, you would equip the Tomahawk on the turn when, Longku has a non-1-2 range weapon. And yeah, Waste does 2 attacks, but its accuracy is very bad. And here's the point where I want to leave as many enemies for the others as possible. And honestly, what I actually kind of feel like doing here is, this seems a bit weird, but hopefully this will work out.
Sweet.
Guy, oh, I was about to worry about that 24 times 2, and then I realized, oh, 3% hit rate. Yeah, like that's threatening. Dark magic doesn't really have the best in the way of accuracy, which is why Tharia's low skill is actually quite a problem. Yeah, that was going to be, significant? Not. And with that, I think they both just hit level 20. Even though you gain magic, I'm still not going to promote you to Trickster. Very nice there. With that, Panne can actually promote to... You have a spear, that's dangerous. With that, Panne can actually not promote, but reclass to promoted classes, which is actually very useful. Oh... Lissa needs a tome. Unfortunately, doing that would expose Muriel severely, so that would be a very bad idea. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. This guy is absolutely no threat to Lonku anyway, so I don't really care whether he lives or dies. And finally, Lonku actually does critical where it matters. Nice one. What, he's 2 now? Okay, yeah, almost 5, not quite there yet. Oh, there's still one more sorcerer. Once I get rid of them, I think Taguel will have mostly free reign on this map. The combination of magic users and physical users is actually really annoying on this chapter, really, because... means that it's kind of not safe to... Also, I'm not really risking the spear with Sairi there. Though granted, she would only get attacked by a few enemies. 34 damage, and I might try this, but just hope this works. Wait a second. Yeah, you can now attack Gaius, but that doesn't really matter much to me. What mostly matters to me is, honestly, really what matters to me now is getting Taguel strong enough to get the boss killed, because of course I'm having her kill the boss in this chapter. I mean, why wouldn't I?
I'm in your debt.
Yeah, just the sorcerer being around kind of screws up any attempt to... Also, speaking of screwing up things, don't want to really be using Muriel as the choke point character here. Although, if I actually swapped her out for Taguel with the Javelin, I hope this will be okay. Okay, you don't have Ruin. Crit Ruin would have been really annoying. Please Dual Strike, Stully.
Save some for me.
Thank you. Yeah, that's being a good mother.
Hardly a fair match.
Yeah, Taguel's kind of all about honor and a fair fight. Wait, did you just attack Siren? Oh, well, that's because of the... That Dual Strike may have just saved Saire's life there, because I didn't expect that kind of damage off of that one enemy. Oh yeah, of course you'd go for Anna.
Stay focused.
Spear guy is going to attack.
I'll cover you.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage. At least it missed. I don't like that sorcerer. That sorcerer is worrying me. So how much does the spear do to... 9! 9! The spear only does 9. That is actually pretty impressive. How much does... yeah, that sorcerer is still really bad. And Taguel's not going to double the archers. That is annoying. Might as well just start pilfering the chests. Medium bullion. Not like I really need much money at this point, but oh well. Actually, what I'm going to do first is take down this archer, then have Lonku kill the sorcerer. Because with that gone, there's very little threat left here.
Farewell.
That guy... Oh yeah, I forgot that sorcerers have really good defense in this game. And Lonku criticals will be appreciated right about now.
I'll make this quick.
Double crit. Nice, but unnecessary. The first one was the only one that mattered, but at least you got them both. Also, yeah, 55% critical rate with the killing edge. Swordmasters may not have a critical bonus in this game, they still critical a lot. And with that, no more mages, which means... I'm actually gonna do a bit of a... Actually, that's kind of a perfect use of the last use of the javelin, really.
I have this.
Ready?
That's not a perfect use of... I knew that would happen!
Yep, that'll do.
No, that won't do, Style! You just screwed your daughter out of a kill. Well, I am definitely having Taguel get rid of that guy.
Quick and dirty.
9 damage, but I have a dual strike partner. That's better! That's much better! Much, much better! Sadly, I get the feeling Taguel's going to be outclassing Kellum very soon. She has a tendency to do that. Can't really do this for, because of that spear. But I don't think anyone else is in any danger here. So Anna can safely make a run for the chest. Well, at least I kind of wanted Longhu to get some experience. I would have preferred that Taguel get rid of this guy, but oh well. And for all those who are going to yell at me for pronouncing her name wrong, I may be kind of weird in thinking this, but you see, the way I've always looked at things, and it happens in Pokemon as well, I personally don't believe in the concept of correct pronunciations. Especially since, every, different country pronounces different words differently. I said different a lot there. 9, 18, 27, so if he does critical, it'll actually be a good thing. There we go!
Get ready.
That's actually a useful critical style. And now, your daughter can get rid of this guy.
Go for
And
it.
hopefully get a level up out of it.
Was that all?
The problem is the boss is still a major threat to Taguel, and although Taguel wants an honourable duel, I may have to stack the odds in my favour a little bit by being a hypocrite and kind of ganging up on him. Also a Ventile. Oh! Definitely not candy. Also other chest. Short spear, that's actually not bad. Actually, I think you're meant to give that to Taguel, so I might want to go ahead and do that soon. Now all that's left is to kill the boss, but that's going to be tough because I want Taguel to finish him off. And in order to do that, once again, we're going to have to be hypocrites and not give this guy a fair fight. Just how do I accomplish this without brutally destroying him, is the question. Well, firstly, I clearly need to heal everyone. Not quite enough movement to get there. So, Stahl versus this guy. Oh, holy crap. That's actually really, really bad. There is no way I'm risking that. Sully might do a little bit better. Actually, quite a lot better. So how does Sully do against him? Wow, not even she doubles, and the boss does exactly enough to kill her if he hits both his attacks. Oh yeah, and also, we want to get rid of the boss as fast as possible, because Vengeance has a massive activation chance, and if it does activate, he adds his HP, I mean, how much HP is lost to the damage that he's dealing to you, so... I mean, now that I think about it, might actually be not such a good idea to take him on with 15 times 2, 30, and then Taguel attacks and does 14. How much does Libra do? 7. Yeah, that's not good. I may have to wing this a bit. Unfortunately, we're not exactly going to give him an honourable one-on-one duel because... Actually, that one. Okay, I think this is good. Okay, so if you dual guard one hit of that, you don't dual guard both of them. That's interesting because for multi-hit skills, if you dual guard one hit, you dual guard them all. That's the way the game works. And did you just reduce him to 15 HP? Ah, really? Okay, I have an idea. There is a chance, maybe... Can I transfer... Actually, I have a dancer. What am I talking about? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is switch over and then transfer Taguel over to Stully. Also, just for the extra parent support, I'm going to see if I can get Stully in, like, there. Or actually, there might be better, just in case. Just in case this goes horribly wrong and I need an emergency backup plan. Yep, that's exactly enough. Shame we didn't give this guy a fair duel, but there was really no other way we could have done it. And I believe special conversation. This line's probably kind of funny if Taguel's father was Frederick.
Listen up.
This ends here.
Surprisingly long conversation for a generic boss. And he's gone. Getting strength, defense, and speed is basically what I hope for out of her. And a Draco shields. And of course, Stully and Stully are the heroes of this chapter.
Oh, thank the gods. Yeah.
Yep, Cassius is dead. Unfortunately, we didn't kill him in a fair duel, but we really... Well, I could have, but I wanted Taguel to get the experience, so I had to weaken him with other people.
But... right. Thank you. Yes.
Well, we're gonna keep her safe, hopefully.
Yeah.
Stully, realize faster.
Actually... yeah. Huh? No.
So we know that Stully at least survived for quite a while in the bad future.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And, Stully, you're gonna have to learn to dual strike more. in helping her. But anyway, that's the end of that chapter. I have no idea how long that took. That probably took way too long. But with that out of the way, that's another one of the children recruited. Next time, I think we might actually go after a second one. So, yeah, either that or continue with the main story. I'll have to think about it. But whatever I do, I'll see you then.